Welcome to Ride Realized.
Give me 2 minutes. I'm going to go through for new riders what rackless is and a general overview of soft versus hard luggage, and then maybe a 5-minute overview on the OS-Base system. So for riders new to luggage systems on adventure bikes, let's just go through it really quickly on soft versus hard luggage. There's positives and negatives to both. Much like in the unicorn video we just did, it's going to be up to you what you think is best. On hard luggage, it usually means tail boxes that sit on top of a luggage rack, pannier cases like this. This is the case that my friend Tracy, if you want to follow her, she's in the Sahara right now with her dog. Her dog rides on the back of her bike. This is her F700 GS that she's taken through South America for the last few years, and she's recently gone to Europe, but the dog carrier's on the back. This is the identical bike that she's running, and she loves her hard panniers for the world travel she's doing. Hard cases are great because typically they have a key in them. You can lock them. Most of them have a quick release system. BMW usually has a proprietary rack, so they will just clip to the back, easy on and off. Some people don't like them because they're concerned of falling off the bike and having the case break their leg. There's also a weight component to it. A lot of people end up going with what's known as rackless. When you talk about rackless, it's the fact that you're not having a rack that your system is attached to. So it's usually a base system that a bag either attaches to or goes inside of. Don't confuse it with the rackless system from Moscow Moto, which is one of the most popular on the market. It uses bags like these that fit inside of a sleeve. This is the rackless 80 bag. And then for systems like Kriega's OS-Base, it uses attachment points that you cinch down. So there's a lot of different options. And I should point out that there are soft luggage panniers, so you can get a case design in soft luggage that will typically expand out with varying liter capacities. That will protect your leg in the event that you fall off from the actual pannier breaking your leg. Maybe you break it another way. But you get a bit of weight savings, you retain the capacity. So again, your luggage system can be made to fit what you need to take. So one of the downfalls to rackless systems is they're typically affixed to the bike where you're not going to pull the whole system off. Some of them have quick disconnects, which is great, but again, you're pulling the entire thing off. It's not like we saw with Tracy's bike where you can quickly detach a hard pannier and take it in a hotel with you. So what I ended up doing with the Kriega, it's a fully waterproof bag. They're all waterproof. They're a liner style waterproof bag. So the external portion, the black, isn't waterproof, it's water resistant. But the inner white bags that are Velcroed around the side, and then the typical 2 rolls, and then that makes it waterproof, like we'll see in duffels. But you'd have to undo all of the Velcro, put it back in. Maybe you just delete the Velcro, and that's a way to go about it. But what I ended up doing to make things easy to pull out is I just grabbed a waterproof ISO bag. This one's Sea to Summit. You can get them from like camping stores. I think Amazon had them as well. Yeah, they take up a little bit of space, but if I'm maxing out my space in my bags, I need to rethink things. This shouldn't be the determining factor on if I've fit too much in the bag. And then I can just pull that out. They can also double as dirty clothes bags if you don't want your dirty clothes to stink up clean clothes. They can do a great job there. The bags for the OS-Base, which is the rackless setup, come in 3 sizes. So you have the OS-18, the OS-12, and the OS-6. All of them, the number is the capacity. I wanted to show just how much expansion there is in the OS-18. So the left OS-18 is pretty maxed out. I've put a bunch of gear in there just to demonstrate. So it's not at max capacity, but it's pretty close. But in this bag, I was able to put my KTM puffer jacket, my full coat. And the entire Brevet Proteus, which is my full body armor with full level 2 pads in. And then when it collapses, it sits basically flush with the bike. So that's the 18 on the side here. So here's one of the biggest perks to the OS-Base. The base kit you can buy as a universal base that's an over-the-seat design. It connects through a rear luggage rack and then down either to a foot peg for the passenger foot peg, or you can get the Kriega luggage strap points, and I've removed the passenger pegs. But on the belly, all of them have this same 4-point design. And then the base pack has different locations depending on the size of bag you're putting on. So if you want like a 1 or 2 day trip and you just want to use the 12s, that's what you put on. If you want to go longer distances, you want the 18s, you can put that on. If you want to run different sizes per side, you want to keep one side up from the exhaust. If you have a bike with a high exhaust like the Cove back there, you can mix and match. The OS-6 on the back also has that setup. Now Kriega has these universal strap points. So I've just drilled through my luggage rack and it gives you a strap point for their clip system. And you can clip through the luggage rack or with their universal system. So what this does is if you have a crash and you end up destroying a bag, you're not out your entire system. You just have to replace the bag, substitute it in, and I really like this feature. Now their overland setup, which is most of their bags here, they also have a soft pannier that goes on a rack, and then the overlander system is designed to all work together. So the OS bags will work with the OS panniers, and they all use these here. And you'll find different mount points all over the bags, especially on the panniers and the larger bags, that make it so you can strap these bags on the panniers. I could strap one of these on top of an 18. I could strap 6s on top of the 18. There's different locations throughout the base itself where you can mount to. But what I like is once the bag's affixed, like we saw before, one downfall of rackless systems is when you get into any bumps, you get almost an oscillation or like bag flap that you'll see in videos. And you can really get rid of that with this system. I always recommend carrying extra straps in case one breaks, but you can utilize your extra straps rather than them sitting in the bag. You can adhere to these accessory points connecting across the bike like I've done here, and it really makes it a lot more rigid and gets rid of that oscillation. So as with everything, I'm not sponsored by Kriega. There's no incentive here. I just really like the system. I've sold Wolfman, Enduristan, Kriega, Giant Loop, Alt Rider. So I've seen most of what's available from those brands. I've never checked out Lone Rider. They seem like a great brand. We all know Moscow is amazing. I like that you can sort of mix and match. This is like the Lego system of luggage.